All right, we are on to my third of these gym leaders in Koga. And yes, you heard that right. The third gym leader in at least this lowball route that I'm running is Koga. Although to be clear, I am these lowballs are designed to be mutually exclusive. I don't believe it's going to be necessarily possible to do all of them in one run on one cartridge due to TM availability mostly. All right, we've got North Star the Starmie. You might notice those stats are a little high for a level 8. I'll get into it in a moment. Moveset Psychic, Ice Beam, Substitute, Double Team. Double Team and Substitute are pre-lowered on the PPs, so only the amounts that we're going to use, because Struggle is sometimes necessary in this run. And I also have used the 4 PP ups that are available at this stage in the game, 3 of them on Psychic and 1 on Ice Beam. When you're this low level, you don't do a whole lot of damage. But the strategy, as you will see shortly, is really cheesy, but such is the nature of lowball, I think. Um, what we are trying to do is to freeze the Venonat. See, this Venonat will pretty much always use Sleep Powder on you. So, Sleep Powder is a 25% miss, coupled with the 10% freeze chance of Ice Beam. It falls under the over the 1% threshold. I actually got this was a weird fight on a lot of levels. He misses not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row, and then on the third one, I actually get the freeze. Uh, and freeze in Gen 1 is just like many other things in Gen 1, super broken. You are infinitely frozen. You can never unfreeze unless you're hit by a fire move or use an item on you, which the AI won't do. And I'm not going to hit him with a fire move. So now you're free to do whatever you want from this position. So what I'm going to do is set up 6 double teams and a substitute. Going back to the stats thing, though, while I've got a little bit of time here. So it turns out that if you got 6 Pokemon in your party, and you go and grab the Experience All item, at which you can only get, it's in one of the guard chambers in one of the routes. You have to have 50 Pokemon to kick it up. It's a really weird item, kind of broken. Uh, anyway, basically, if you switch train with a full party against those level 2 Pokemon from the early routes, you can, in fact, give yourself a scenario where you get stat experience, but you don't actually get experience. So that can let any Pokemon receive max XP if you're willing to switch train with the XP all 65,535 times in a row. So no big deal, easy. I'd do it in an afternoon sort of thing. Uh, I'm of course kidding. Anyway, what I like to do on this first Venonat, going back to the actual fight, is try to get a special drop with one of those early psychics, just so I can be a little bit efficient with my PP usage. Again, this Starmie is low level; it doesn't hit very hard. I need all the PP I've got. I definitely have won runs with this Starmie with struggle, even with this exact setup. Did a little bit better than that this time. Um, which makes me think it might be possible with some good RNG to actually get a little bit lower level, but this is a good one. Um, you can catch the level 5 Staryu in Pallet Town, and of course it can evolve with Waterstone. So anyway, after the first free Venonat's down, then we have to actually be worried about stuff hitting us. And that's kind of where the substitute comes in. With the 6 double teams up, you're very hard to hit. I think it's 25% chance. And this Venonat will occasionally use Toxic on you, which doesn't do anything with the substitute up. But I get just very fortunate on lots of levels. It will also, though, use attacking moves, so it's not just it's not free or anything. But yeah, get myself a special drop. And then I believe I get a second special drop because RNG just really liked me this round. But yeah, you're kind of really counting on those special drops and the critical hits and stuff, because otherwise, again, you're really snug on PP for this fight. 3 in a row. The other thing besides the sleep powder miss from that first Venonat, which he will always do sleep powder until you're asleep. You also have the chance of the AI using an X attack, so that's another way you can kind of sneak in with the free hit. And this guy will also use sleep powder, and because Gen 1 sleep powder goes through the substitute, so you can get put to sleep here. And that's why just using a substitute from the very beginning, unfortunately, is not a free strategy here. Be cool if it was. That would make this a whole lot simpler and a lot more consistent. Anyway, I do get it put to sleep here on this fight, which is a little scary. It's not super scary because he's still got to break my sub before he can actually kill me. So he's got to basically roll multiple hits in a row. But I wake up, and then he puts me back to sleep, and then I wake up again. He keeps trying for sleep powder. Again, the AI is coded that moves is super effective against you, so it wants to prioritize it. So yeah, this third Venonat is a little bit scary because of that reason. Also, his ace Pokemon, the Venomoth, is a little scary too. It prioritizes Leech Life, which is super effective, and I believe will one-shot you if it hits. And for whatever reason, almost every time I did this fight in testing, it seems like, no, it doesn't matter if I've got the 6 double teams set up. He always hits me at least once. I don't know why. It might just be RNG, but it's always a little bit scary when that happens because then you've got to set up a sub and hope he doesn't hit you twice in a row. Which, again, statistically unlikely, but definitely a chance. Doesn't happen here, though. So we get the sub reestablished and go back to using Psychic. I was a little worried after the first couple because I don't believe I do get a special drop on the first 2. So I was a little worried because that I would run out of PP here. Even though I have a decent amount left. If you want 5 or 6 is pretty comfortable. But then I get the special drop, and I was like, okay, I can work with this. Starmie does have a very high crit rate. It's a very fast Pokemon, so that helps in this fight as well. Crits are determined based on speed in Gen 1 because Gen 1. So you got a nice chance of getting those crits, which also helps speed the process up considerably. And yeah, I'm showing this to you. It's a win. First try, actually. I did not expect that. The initial setup with the Ice Beam and the Psychic and the missing the Sleep Powder thing is very much not consistent. But first try got it. And still had 1 Psychic to spare. So good times had all around. And yeah, that's my best solution for the level 8 Starmie to defeat Koga. Yeah, and the reason we're doing this one before all the others, getting the Speeds badge boost is relevant, although not amazingly so. Getting Toxic is actually pretty hugely relevant too. And also getting access to Surf so we can travel other parts of the map is relevant. And I'm out of time.